My name is Andrew Ibona. I'm Reader Andrew from the St. Nicholas Church in Juneau, and I'm part of the deanery committee that is working to try to help restore some of the churches in Southeast Alaska, particularly here in Hoonah and over in Angoon. It's very important because of the history of this church in this community and the many elders that have come to this church to pray. And we think that restoring it to its useful purpose, I think, is very important, not only to this community, but to help the history of Southeast Alaska.
If you know Southeast Alaska, everything's on its own little island, hard to get to. You can't just hop on a car or a train and get there. You have to take a plane or a boat. So one of the big things that this effort is going to fundraise funds for is going to send Father Maxime and myself to Angoon, to Hoonah more frequently. We're hoping 3 to 4 times a year at a minimum, so they can have services, they can have holy water, they can have marriages and baptisms, funerals, those sorts of things. The next goal is to repair the buildings in Angoon and Hoonah, because both buildings need various amounts of repair because it's sacred ground, where hundreds and hundreds of people have prayed, who have worshiped, have been baptized, married, where their funerals have happened. Next goal after that, of course, is, as I mentioned, the islands and the various places, smaller villages like Pelican. God willing, at some point we'll have an extra priest in the deanery who can go place to place to place. There's a lot between here and there, but if you don't have a vision, if you don't have a direction, if you don't know where you're going, it's really hard to get there.
And so we're traveling to assess the needs here in Hoonah and also in Angoon. We're hoping to come and care for these historic Orthodox churches. In Hoonah, we have St. Nicholas Orthodox Church. In Angoon, we have St. John the Baptist. And then beyond that, we're hoping that we can raise funds to hopefully bring more clergy to the area so that there can be even more care for the people here. So I would urge anyone who feels led to care for this mother diocese of Orthodoxy in America, that tending to the Lord's vineyard could continue in these lands, that we'll continue to see the Lord produce the fruit, and all we do is simply till the ground and make sure that it's not covered up by rotting wood and buildings that have fallen over.
All Orthodox faithful have a very special place in our heart for Alaska, a place of gratitude, a feeling of, in a sense, obligation, in a good sense, to give back. And here we are in Hoonah for the first time and in this amazing building. It's amazing in lots of ways, and also a little overwhelming to face what is clearly a project that's going to take a lot of teamwork, a lot of very hard work, a lot of money, a lot of prayer.
One of the things that has impressed us as we've visited in Sitka and now here in Hoonah and getting to know the native peoples is how much Orthodoxy is woven into their culture and who they are as a people. They are as loving and kind and generous.
And deserving
Yeah.
of this effort. So we have a lot to learn. We invite you to join us in our prayers and our giving, our sacrifice and work, and stay tuned for how this project will evolve. Thank you in advance for all of that.
They used to have the door on this side, and they had pictures of people, the people that went to that church, stand on the porch with the priest, and my sister was in on that one. I was too young then, and it used to get full, especially on holidays. People would be outside. That's how active it was back then.